Today, we're going to explore how to increase your Social Security payments if you're preparing to retire or already retired. So stay tuned for the full segment. Welcome back. This is Richard with Wisdom Investor. Today, we're going to talk about how to increase your Social Security benefits and payments. Now, Social Security makes up a large part of income for many retirees, so it's important to be able to capture as much Social Security income as possible. Today we're recording in Clearwater, Florida on this subject of how to increase your Social Security payments. This neighborhood surrounds a beautiful golf course. So if you're preparing to retire, you're thinking about retiring, we're going to share some ideas here I think that will help you. And if you're already retired, we're going to share a couple ideas that would also help you. The first thing to understand is the amount of your Social Security payments depends on your past earnings history and the age that you sign up for your Social Security benefits. If you're still employed and you're thinking about your Social Security future, you can increase your Social Security payments by increasing your wages. If you get a raise or you work more hours, you are increasing your cumulative earnings used to calculate your benefits. The more you earn over a lifetime, the greater your Social Security benefits will be in the future. Your Social Security benefits are based on the 35 years in which you earned the most. If you don't work for at least 35 years, 0 years are factored into the calculation. This is very important to understand, especially if you are going to retire early. We're going to take a look at an example here for an employed person that's thinking ahead, wondering about how to increase their Social Security in the future. The Social Security Administration is going to look at your 35 best years of income and use that for the calculation. Your goal is to increase that income the best way possible. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing that. 1, get a raise. 2, get a promotion. Or 3, work longer hours. Now, if we look at the example over to the left, a sampling of income, you'll notice some income and then there's some years with a 0 in it. You want to try to eliminate years with a 0. Now, there is reasons why someone may not work. It could be health issues, maybe taking care of the family. But we want to try to eliminate those zeros. In other words, you want to have a work history instead. Why? Because they're going to use all of those numbers to calculate your average income. Let's take a look at an example and see how those years with 0 in it affects your average lifetime earnings. Example A at the top, if you earn $50,000 for 35 years, your average pay for those 35 years is $50,000. Example B, if you earned $50,000 for 25 years, your average earnings for 25 years is $50,000. Now, if the other 10 years you had a 0 income each year, they're still going to use those 10 years in your calculation. So they're going to average in 35 years, and it's going to come to a total of $35,700 average earnings for lifetime. Therefore, the person that has a lifetime earnings of $35,700 is going to have a lower Social Security benefit than the person that worked all 35 years and had an average income of $50,000. The second area that determines your Social Security payment is how old you are when you start receiving your Social Security benefit. Your full Social Security benefit is determined by your full retirement age. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. If you're born prior to 1960, it's going to be 66 and so many months. We're going to take a look at the results if you take your Social Security early. We have 3 columns here. The left-hand column is the age. The middle column is the full retirement age of 66. And the far right column is the full retirement age of 67. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see the age of 67. Go all the way out to the right, you'll see 100%. So you'll get your full retirement benefit at age 67. If you look at 66 age, go to the middle column, you see 100%. You'll get your full retirement age benefit at 66. Now, if you elect to take your Social Security benefit at 62, you'll see in the middle column 75%. So you'll receive 75% of your benefit at 62. And then the far right-hand column, if your full retirement age is 67, you'll receive 70% of your benefit. So if you're looking for ways of increasing your Social Security payments, you're going to want to delay your benefit as long as possible. We're going to take a look at a break-even analysis here between taking Social Security at 62 versus 66. Now, the person that takes it at 62 is going to receive more payments. They started 4 years earlier. So looking at this graph here, the bottom left, the person taking Social Security at 62 is the red line. And the red line, you can see it goes up. That designates how much total income they've received from Social Security. The person that waited till 66 is the yellow line. You'll see that the yellow line intersects with the red line around age 76. So they break even at that point. Why? Because the person taking it at 66 is receiving a larger payment, and it takes them till age 76 to break even. And then if you follow the lines on up, you'll see that the yellow line starts to produce more income over time. Now, a lot of this factors in longevity. The longer you live, the greater the benefit of taking Social Security at a later age. And of course, again, there's reasons people do take it at 62. If you have already claimed your Social Security benefits, here are some ways you may be able to increase your Social Security payments. We're going to look at an example here, how a person on Social Security could increase their Social Security benefit and payment. We have a sample of a work history here. We have some zeros in the work history and also a low number of 846. Now, if a person wants to work after they've already started receiving their Social Security, they can do so. And if you had some 0 years and you had some low years like we have in this example, if your new earnings are greater than your low years, as in the example, Social Security at the end of the year will recalculate your benefit, and they will adjust your benefit so that you receive a larger Social Security payment. Now, one thing to remember, if you do go back to work and you have not reached full retirement age, there's an earnings limit of $18,960 for 2021. You do not want to go over that earnings limit, or it can cause a reduction in your Social Security benefit. Now, once you reach your full retirement age, you can work as much as you want. For those already on Social Security, there are annual COLA or cost of living increases. The average COLA increase the past 20 years is 2.4%. Due to the increased inflation, the 2022 increase could be 5 to 6%, but really it comes short compared to how inflation has spiked. Now, there is what's called a do-over. If you're in your first year of taking your Social Security benefit, you can stop the payments and start back later at a higher payment. However, you do have to give everything back. Now, who would do this? Maybe somebody who just got an inheritance. They say, well, I'll just live off the inheritance. I'll stop my Social Security, I'll pay it back, and then I'll start back at a higher rate. Now, here's an option that's real interesting. You can do what's called a suspension. If you have reached full retirement age, you can suspend your payments and wait and take later, and the benefit will be larger. You don't have to pay anything back in this case. So a suspension would be somebody that hits their full retirement age at 66 or 67. They suspend it, maybe they wait 2 or 3 years, it grows 8% per year, and then they take it at a higher rate. If you're not retired yet, you want to reduce as many 0 years as possible. Make sure you work 35 years so you can get the full benefits. Also, if you retire too early, you're going to lose a percentage of your benefit. If you're already retired and you have some low wage years, you could go back to work for a few years. If you make more money than those low wage years, you can also improve your Social Security payment. So I want to thank you for watching. If you have any comments, leave your comments, share your ideas. Stay tuned for our next episode.